When you hear something like this, you just thank the good Lord that the medical staff was there in attendance, that there were people there to see and what transpired and ultimately come to the rescue. And we don't know how, but we don't know the intricate details. I'm just thankful. Thank the good Lord that he's doing okay and that whatever caused this.
This is Anthony Joshua trying to leave the car. And you know, I see this guy in the suit, he's trying to help Joshua, but you see these people with phones out and you see them just blocking his way. No one clearing a way for this guy. Who knows what his injuries are at this point? People standing there with their phones out, filming him. We've lost our minds. As an entire human species, we have lost.
Stephen A. Smith reacted with shock as news of Anthony Joshua's car crash emerged, noting how such moments put sports into perspective.
Here's images of the truck itself that the SUV struck, very large commercial vehicle. And here is a diagram of how the accident occurred. Like I said, thank you to those of you sending me this information from Nigeria.
Reports say Joshua was unconscious for about 10 minutes before help arrived. The tragedy deepened when it was confirmed that two close friends and team members, Sina Gami and Latif Idol, lost their lives, making this loss deeply personal, not just professional.
It was almost unbelievable to hear what had happened and to see some images of Anthony climbing out of a vehicle in pain, and then to hear, because I contacted his management team, that Kevin Ayodele and Sina Gami, two of his close associates with his training team, and I don't know them intimately, they're very quiet men, they're not out there and talking to everyone. Absolutely devastated to hear that he'd lost two of his very close aides, if you like. And it's a terrible tragedy to strike at this time of year.
Matchroom Boxing in 258 BXG confirmed Anthony was injured and taken to hospital, where he remained stable under observation. Stephen A.'s reaction echoed the mix of relief for Joshua and deep sorrow for the lives lost, reminding everyone how quickly life can change.
The fatal car crash claimed the lives of two people who we now know to be his strength and conditioning coach Sina Evolve Gami and his close friend Latif. Badu Jack, who is a 3-division boxing world champion, confirmed on Instagram that Latif, aka Lats, was one of the two people killed. In fact, Joshua's last Instagram story before the crash was with Lats playing ping.
One moment life is normal, the next everything changes. The call for privacy matters. This is about healing, not headlines. Right now, the boxing world stands still, offering respect, prayers, and condolences beyond the ring.
Anthony Joshua has received minor injuries and he's been taken to hospital. So eyewitnesses say Joshua was in a Lexus SUV with 3 other passengers, and he was involved in an accident in which that Lexus collided with a truck that was stationary at the time. And there are videos online of a shaken Joshua being taken out of the car. So local police have confirmed that Joshua has suffered minor injury.
And just when it couldn't feel heavier, John Fury speaks. And it hits hard. It stops being about boxing and becomes about how close this came to ending far worse. He's not ranting or chasing attention, just speaking like a father who understands how thin that line is.
Video this morning on the AJ crash. AJ, you've got a guardian angel, my friend. God had his arms wrapped around you then. Condolences to the deceased. So terrible, young people. It just goes to show you, it's a stark reminder, but people, you've got to start paying attention. When driving a vehicle, you've got to be on clock at all times in a sound mind. Please don't drink. When you think it's all right, it's not. Please don't drug. When you think you can, you can't. It's a stark reminder that life's most fragile when you're enjoying yourself at the most. You know, when you're in a good time and you're not thinking and everything's dandy, that's when tragedy can strike. That's when you're most vulnerable. So may God give the deceased a good bed in heaven, 2 young men.
When Fury says AJ had a guardian angel, it doesn't feel dramatic. It feels real. Given the crash and Joshua being unconscious, this was survival by inches. Fury doesn't blame anyone. He simply reminds us that cars don't care about fame or plans. One moment can change everything.
But people have to wake up and start learning and start putting out there to people that you can't drive a vehicle at speed, you can't drink and drive, you can't drug and drive. Not saying any of these boys have been doing that, not at all. I'm just putting it out there, because it's the time of year, it's Christmas, it's New Year. Now you've got to be careful the most, especially with people walking about, other people. When you get in a car, you must think of them, be in a sound mind and competent and pay due care and attention to everything you do. Again, condolences to the deceased, his family. 2 young men should never have happened. AJ, God had his arms wrapped around you tight, because looking at that crash, you're one lucky guy. And I'm pleased you're alive, son.
When he repeats be of a sound mind, it lands harder than any punch because it's real life advice. Seeing someone known for chaos speak with calm and responsibility sends a clear message. Life is fragile. This wasn't about boxing. The real fight was making it home alive. And it's a reminder everyone should pause and take seriously.
I'm pleased you're alive. God bless you. People, take care and have an happy new year if you can. But like I say again, you must take care driving vehicles. It's Russian roulette when you get in the vehicle, especially when you've had a drink and you've been doing other things. Not saying that anybody does these things, but let me tell you, it does go on, so stop it. When you walk to that vehicle, switch on, due care and attention. I've had a drink, I'm going to get a cab. It's easy. It's easy. You're better paying £20 in a cab than dying and killing other people, so take the message on board. God bless you, AJ. You're one lucky lad. God bless you. I'm glad you're alive again. Shocked me, it has. Terrible. Anyway, good luck everybody and try and enjoy the new year as much as you can and be safe, yeah. Take it on board. Don't drink and drive. Don't drug and drive. Don't do nothing and drive unless you're in a sound state of mind. God bless all.
The mood shifts instantly. This isn't boxing talk anymore. It's real life. When Wade Plemons speaks, you can hear he's shaken. AJ surviving feels miraculous, but losing 2 close friends is devastating. What hits hardest is his frustration at the scene, people filming instead of helping, humanity failing in a moment that demanded compassion.
This is Anthony Joshua trying to leave the car. And I see this guy in the suit. He's trying to help Joshua, but you see these people with phones out and you see them just blocking his way. No one clearing a way for this guy. Who knows what his injuries are at this point? People standing there with their phones out, filming him. We've lost our minds. As an entire human species, we have lost our minds. Where is the empathy? Where is the concern? Where is the understanding of the severity of this situation?
You don't need replays or hot takes to know how wrong it all feels. One moment is normal. The next life is split into before and after. Wade isn't just reacting to the crash. He's reacting to what we become as spectators. Fame offers no protection, money no immunity. The image of AJ pulled from wreckage with chaos all around lingers longer than any knockout, reminding us how fragile everything we argue about really is.
Where is the empathy? Where is the concern? Where is the understanding of the severity of this situation to help your fellow man by not making it about yourself and putting your damn phone away and getting out of his way so that he can receive aid, and so that 2 people that unfortunately have passed, that they can at least receive some sort of dignity and aid if it's needed there. Imagine being Joshua. Imagine being those 2 people that lost their lives today, and this is how it happens. In this state, with this amount of people, with this amount of attention, and no protocol, emergency services.
Boxing measures damage in rounds, but life delivers wounds no scorecard can heal. This isn't a time to talk about AJ's career. It's about survival, grief, and the strength it takes to keep going after trauma. Moments like this cut through all the noise and remind us that real toughness isn't in the ring, but in carrying loss when the cameras are gone.
Very frustrating for somebody like myself who, there's a lot of talk these days about privilege and what some people have and what some people don't. You really do appreciate the privilege of life in a moment like this. And, me being in America and being in a society where there are emergency services, there are things that should this, God forbid, should an accident like this happen, there are ways to hopefully intervene. I do feel and understand and thank the Lord above for the privilege I have to be here in the holiday season and not go through some unimaginable tragedy.
It's incredibly frustrating, but moments like this make you truly appreciate the privilege of simply being alive. Having access to emergency services, safety, and support is something you don't think about until tragedy hits. This brings home how thin the line is between an ordinary day and irreversible loss. All the online noise suddenly feels small. No rivalry or hot take matters more than the people you love making it home safely. Life doesn't give warnings or rematches. You only get now. Hug your people. Slow down. Help when you can. Boxing debates can wait. Sometimes, surviving is the greatest win of all.
It's a sad scene. Here's the car. It's almost a miracle that AJ made it out alive, and you can see why, unfortunately and tragically, 2 people did not. But it makes you realize that in a day like today, no amount of money, no amount of fame, no amount of accomplishments in this world will matter in terms of the precious value of life. Life is precious, and no matter if you make no money, no matter if you make tons of money, sure, your living experience will be different, and some live, quote unquote, better than others.
To wrap it up, this is a story you analyze and move on from like a fight card. It's a blunt reminder that life can change in seconds, no matter who you are. Anthony Joshua surviving is a blessing, but losing 2 people so close to him is a tragedy that won't fade with the news cycle. The boxing world came together not over belts or business, but because reality hit harder than any punch. The takeaway is simple. Slow down. Value the people around you. And remember, tomorrow is never promised.
The ultimate gift is life. And it didn't matter today that AJ was one of the biggest stars a week ago in the world. Didn't matter that he had this record-breaking boxing match. Didn't matter that he got paid a ton of money. Didn't matter that he was worth a ton of money. Today, all that mattered was God looked down on him and saved his life. And again, unfortunately for the 2 men that passed, they weren't as fortunate. And I pray for them. I pray for their families. I pray for AJ. But it just shows you how precious every day is, and how you have to take every day as a reminder that this life is short.
Now I want to hear from you. Did this change how you see fighters and fame, or was it a wake-up call about life beyond the ring? Drop your thoughts below. Let's keep it respectful. And don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Boxing Headquarters. See you next time.